Alexei Kavezi scored his first 100 for a while, and Moeen Ali made 99 as Worcestershire put themselves into an excellent position with a day of their LV County Championship match with Derbyshire at New Road to go. Worcestershire began the penultimate day on 31 without loss in reply to Derbyshire's 219 all out, and there was no sign of what was to come later in the day as the home side made very slow progress through the morning session, with boundaries such as these the exception rather than the rule. The second of these actually carried the distance for Matt Pardo. It was the first of 10 sixes to be hit during the day. Daryl Mitchell had struck only one boundary from his 107 ball stay when he nicked off to David Wainwright to go for 26 to end an opening stand of 72 made in 36 overs. Pardo was at the crease for 43 overs in making his 49. He was unsure whether Wayne Madsen had taken a clean catch at mid-wicket off a low full toss from Wainwright, but the batsman was given out at 96 for 2. To be fair, the morning session was something of a turgid affair, but the afternoon was a different kettle of fish altogether. Tom Kohler-Cadmore and especially Ali began to play a few shots as they made the most of the hard work of their openers who'd batted their side into a decent position. Ali really started moving with an effortless sweep shot which went for 6 as he and his young partner added 67 runs in 13 overs for the third wicket. Ali scored the lion's share of those runs and eased to another half century off just 59 balls. He got there with a rare fault shot which nearly brought him 5 runs for striking the helmet behind the keeper. With no 5, Ali had hit 3 4s and 2 maximums in his second half century of the summer. Kohler-Cadmore had not found batting as easy and he was LBW to Tony Palladino for 11, leaving with his side on 163 for 3 and trailing by 56. Kavezi has been out of sorts as a batsman for a couple of years now. He had a season to forget last summer when his top score was only 35 in 14 championship innings. You wouldn't have believed that the way he started this knock in partnership with Ali, a man who seems to get better with each season. With the runs coming at a much better rate now, these two had their side ahead after 75 overs with only 3 men out. Worcestershire now had a real chance of getting a big lead with time still on their side. Ali moved into the 90s and 100 seemed a certainty when he belted Tim Groenewald out of the ground. His stand with Kavezi moved on to 82, made in 23 overs together, and now Ali needed just a single for his ton. He connected well enough with this shot off West Durston but picked out Groenewald at backward point. Ali dragged himself off, a very disappointed man, but one who had done his England Test prospects no harm at all. Ross Whiteley would have hoped to do something against his former county, but he was out LBW to Palladino for a 4th ball duck. But in spite of those 2 wickets, Worcestershire still pressed on through Kavezi, who must have been thrilled to register his second 50 of the summer off 75 balls, and Ben Cox, a man who was in a confident mood following his excellent knock which helped win his side the game against Kent last time out at New Road. Some of the strokes played by these two were audacious, and through them the scoreboard was now rattling along. It was almost as if this was a different sport being played from the one in the morning. Take this shot as an example. I think it might be known as the fetch, and it fetched Cox a 6 in his score of 41. A top-edge sweep off Wainwright brought about his downfall, but by now Worcestershire had 320 runs on the board and led by 101. Palladino took the catch inside the boundary. It was an ideal time for Gareth Andrew to come in. He is a man who likes to put bat to ball, and he was now given a licence to play his shots. And played them he certainly did as he cleared the ropes a couple of times off Wainwright and Durston. Having gone at barely more than 2 runs per over in the first 40 overs or so, Worcestershire now had a chance of registering maximum batting bonus points. This must have been a wonderful moment for Kavezi and one he must have been dreaming of for some time. A man who's lost his way in recent times, the relief was there for all to see when he completed his second run to make it to 3 figures for the first time in an age. He'd needed 132 balls to get there, from which he'd struck just the 9 boundaries and done an awful lot of running. He was finally out for 110 when he leant back and drove Mark Foote to Madsen in the covers. It may turn out to be the knot which turns the 24-year-old Namibian-born player's career around again. Many will be hoping so. Jack Shantry came and went in one ball. He was bowled by Footit with his side on 388 for 8, with a lead now of 169. Footit struck again in his next over as Saeed Ajmal chipped him to Chesney Hughes, giving Derbyshire 4 more overs in the day to finish off the Worcestershire innings. Instead, Worcestershire smashed 42 runs off the last 26 balls of an extraordinary day. Andrew had a lot of fun hitting sixes. He raced past his 50 off only 45 balls and ensured that his side did indeed get to 400 just in time to secure maximum batting points. Andrew then took on Durston, smashing him for 2 more maximums in an over to end the day on a magnificent 54 balls 71. Supported well by last man Charlie Morris, he carried the total to 432 for 9 by the close of play. That gives Worcestershire a lead of 213 and a chance to pull off a second wonderful win at home this term. After such a punishing afternoon for the visitors, Derbyshire will be hoping that they still have enough in the tank on the final day to fight for the draw.